I'm Evie Dineva, and I'm a senior analytics and artificial intelligence consultant for Agilysys in the UK. I'm privileged to be speaking to you today and present to you on a topic I'm extremely passionate about, revolutionizing the horizons of data insights with artificial intelligence. I wanted to start this talk by sharing some really interesting numbers with you. 2.5 quintillion bytes of data are created each day at our current pace through our use of devices, mobile phones, and computers. To give you the true scale and size of this number, 1 quintillion is 1 followed by 18 zeros, so it's a huge scale. Data insights makes decision-making 5 times faster for businesses, helping them actively utilize data analytics to make fact-based decisions. Interestingly, a survey from Gartner showed that approximately 37% of global business and organizations already employ or use AI in some shape or form. In 2020, it probably wouldn't be unsurprising that 2.72 million jobs required various data science and analytics skills. In comparison, back in 2018, there are only around 364,000 data science-related job openings, showing the exponential rise in the job market in the AI space. On the back of that, you probably wouldn't be surprised to hear that already 77% of the devices that we use in our daily lives feature one form of artificial intelligence or another. Sure, the majority of us have Alexa or Google Home at our homes. There will be 8 billion AI-powered voice assistants in use around the world in 2023. On the back of the dawn of artificial intelligence, reported business productivity has increased by 40% as a result of AI adoption. The numbers truly paint a staggering picture of the impact this technology has on our world. So it's fascinating to think what could really be next. Looking at the history of AI, it's interesting to see how rapidly this technology has progressed over the years. From the 1950s, when the AI term was firstly coined, through to Deep Blue, which was a chess supercomputer that won its first game against the world champion in 1996. And all the way to last year when Microsoft introduced the artificial nose, a device that was trained to actually identify a variety of smells like coffee and bread. It's evident that artificial intelligence has developed tremendously and is absolutely baked into the devices and applications we use on a daily basis, from our phones to Netflix and Amazon Prime and all the way through to our Alexa voice assistants. It has flipped our view of the world and stretched our thinking on what we could achieve with such advanced technologies in the future. What does it take, however, to successfully implement artificial intelligence and reap its benefits as a user? Well, in my experience, there are 4 crucial success factors that I've come across and I wanted to share with you and discuss with you today. Value-driven AI. Firstly, AI must be value and outcomes driven. As we know, artificial intelligence has been one of the most widely discussed topics of the 21st century. What it does and the impact it could have on businesses, organizations, people, and processes has truly been a topic of skepticism and critical evaluation from the public and the private sectors, both in the UK and worldwide as well. We have probably all read one too many examples of failed attempts at deploying AI systems because they don't meet promised high expectations. As a result, businesses and people may not always trust that this technology can make a real difference to their world now or in the future, or achieve the grand outcomes once promised. Huge investments in people's time can often be spent in vain, but are we really too quick to blame the technology for our own mistakes? In my experience, we need to take a step back and remember that AI is a technology in its true sense. To make it impactful, we first need to place laser focus on its purpose, value, and the outcomes we're seeking to achieve with it, within the context of a business problem or a pitfall that requires a solution. Businesses will need to include their people and harness a culture of innovation and value-driven thinking to unlock the potential of AI and reap its benefits now and in the future. Secondly, establishing solid data foundations is pivotal to the success of AI. Often this comes in the form of a joined-up data platform based on cloud-first infrastructure that allows teams to access data from anywhere. Storing data securely in one central platform prevents data silos and helps organizations to build up a single version of the truth, which builds confidence in the data and its integrity. Businesses, analytics, and AI teams on the back of that can trust the quality of the data and utilize the cloud technology stack to build and deploy enterprise-grade machine learning and AI systems at speed, thus harnessing a culture of innovation and the ability to fail fast without huge costs and overhead. Thirdly, people focus. Organizations should empower well-resourced analytics and data science teams. As we increasingly leverage data-driven decision-making, the ability to use and understand data from a domain perspective becomes mission-critical to build resilient AI systems and algorithms. Therefore, businesses and organizations need to invest in individuals who understand the data, know how to manipulate it and appraise it, and could actually work with business users to translate it into the actionable insights and drive long-term operational adoptions. And my fourth success factor, and I've deliberately left it off the screen, albeit last but definitely by no means least, is transparency and trust. And what do we really mean by that? I've heard a number of users and businesses say that they use AI, but the ins and outs of it are a bit of a black box to them. Because of this, they can't really trust the outputs that are unbiased. I place transparency and trust deliberately together, as one could argue whether we could ever objectively trust something that we don't quite understand the inner workings of. In all honesty, I don't understand the inner workings of my mobile phone or my kettle, yet I do use both on a regular basis and I trust them to serve me a purpose. Truth is, we don't have to know everything about all the technology and devices that we use on a daily basis, as we're very much driven by the notion of proven capability. Does something do what it says on the tin? With that in mind, however, as AI systems at their core operate on data they've been trained on, it's difficult for AI to be truly objective. Biased data would equals biased AI systems and algorithms. However, artificial intelligence is most certainly not perfect either, but what really is? So in the same way we use our phones to call our loved ones and trust our kettles to help us make another warm cuppa, we can trust AI to help us make more informed and proactive decision-making whilst appreciating nothing is infallible. But we must also not forget we create, train, and deploy these systems. Technology serves us a purpose, and its governance and responsible use is well within our remit. We ourselves come in with a set of biases, both conscious and unconscious ones, so we need to be objective and jointly dive into the ethics behind responsible AI, whilst also keeping in mind that the accountability lies on our shoulders. I wanted to talk you through an interesting use case of an AI-based solution we recently explored in a healthcare setting in the UK. We worked in partnership with Dudley NHS Foundation Trust on their cancer referrals data, and we tried to demonstrate the potential practical impact AI can have for healthcare organizations and patients. We set off by formulating a value-driven problem statement. Waiting lists and patient referrals are exacerbated due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The trust also did not have a uniform way of predicting demand for cancer services, so the clinicians and operational staff can proactively plan resources and effectively prioritize referred patients. The solution deployed was an AI-based predicting tool, amalgamating the Microsoft Azure machine learning stack and Power BI, so we can forecast ahead cancer referrals. The model deployed had a specific scope, defined by Dudley NHS Trust subject matter experts, and early qualitative and quantitative success criteria so we could track its impact over time. This ultimately ensured that the insights and intelligence from the tool were baked into operational processes and continuously utilized for tactical planning. We therefore leveraged the modern Microsoft AI stack to develop a solution to a real problem within a healthcare setting that directly impact on clinicians, operational staffs, and patients alike. The click and drop functionality of data pipeline creation and the machine learning run wizard for forecast creation within Microsoft Azure ML Studio meant that experiments can be set up and run in only a few clicks, therefore easing development and unlocking rapid innovation. The generation of actionable insights required minimum coding run and delivered on comprehensive forecasting models, visualized in easy-to-access dashboards on software such as Microsoft Power BI. The technology stack also allows us to build and deploy more complex machine learning and AI systems with its drag and drop low-code functionality, which will speed up analytical and AI work streams and enable more individuals without prior coding experience to analyze data and rapidly build AI models in a timely manner. Measurable impact on patient outcomes, modern analytics, and AI tools do provide a significant opportunity to improve the quality and experience of healthcare. Through this development, the Trust could truly implement a proactive intervention strategy to help alleviate some of the cancer referral backlog, at times where peaks in patient referrals were predicted, thus improving the delivery of care. Additionally, a significant gain in performance, planning, and productivity can be gained by reducing the time to insight from weeks and months to days and hours. The use of novel technologies such as AI can also positively impact on recruitment of new talent and skill retention across businesses. The opportunities are truly vast and go beyond what can be achieved in a single sector. Artificial intelligence as a technology can help us revolutionize the horizon of our world, how we do business, and how we look at processes within the private sector and in public services. Its impact can go beyond the few use cases we've seen to date and thought of. However, we must lay the right foundations to enable sustainable artificial intelligence whilst placing people in the center of decision-making about its use and deployment to ensure we realize our ambition responsibly and successfully in this space in the future. Thank you so much for your time.